Hope y'all are doing well. Hope everybody's having a good day. I know I am extremely late to this party, but I'm still very excited to be here because I found it, the Ozark Trail folding D2 axis lock style $10 knife. And I found it in the wild, guys, as it is supposed to be. So let's get into that. Also, we're going to look at the knife a little bit closer. I'll give you my initial impressions. Maybe we'll cut some paper and check the blade and stuff like that. And I'm going to give you some insights that I have as somebody who sells on eBay, because I've seen these things on eBay for $20, $25, and $30. There's no way I was going to buy that, so I figured I was just pretty much out of luck. They were available online. They were available in stores months ago. Then somebody made a video, blew them up, and everybody bought them. And I don't blame people for buying them. But at that point in time, I figured, okay, they're either going to come out with it again, and I'll keep a watch on the website, and I'll buy a couple of them to test or whatever after that. Or maybe they'll come back out with them between now and Christmas. Turns out they did. And it's funny because I saw them the other day, just the other day, available again. Now that might have been the Generation 2. This is the Generation 1. So this is the original one that was in the stores from the get-go. And so that means this one's been sitting in that Walmart for months. But I'll get into that in just a minute. So they were available. I thought, okay, tomorrow I'm going to be getting paid. I'm going to go ahead and make the purchase tomorrow. I'll buy a couple online. The next day, they were sold out again. I should have known better, right? Anyway, so I'm sitting here perusing, and I'm like, maybe there's one sitting in a store somewhere still. And all the ones that are the nearby stores in the Walmart app said out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. And then one popped up that was like 45 minutes away, and I saw the little blue item in stock. I think it said there was one of them. So I went up to check it out. Turns out it was behind the counter, behind the knife counter, in the drawers, locked up. You had to ask somebody to get it. But since I saw that it was actually in the store, I asked an employee, a nice gentleman. He helped me out, and we found actually 2 of these. So I got one, and I got another one. It's gonna probably go to my dad. So, but yeah, that being said, we're gonna talk about the eBay stuff. We're gonna talk about my take on it, because I'm not the biggest fan on how that's gone down, but it is a free country. Do whatever you want. But we'll talk about that in a little bit, and then let's look at the knife up close. I'll give you my initial impressions, and we'll go from there. Here, so obviously it's a good looking knife. It's a familiar looking knife. I understand that you probably realize that is heavily inspired by the Benchmade Bugout. It's my first axis lock, actually, guys, and I know it's not called an axis lock. They call it the slide lock, I think, on this case, probably for copyright reasons and stuff. But my first time having one of those, actually, and I am a knife guy, don't get me wrong. Kind of feel weird that I haven't had one before, but I do like it. It seems to work nice, opening and closing. I think you can open it with the lock too, and then close it. So pretty cool. Now the scales, I actually like the texturing on it. This is kind of a sandy, might not be able to see it, but it's kind of gritty a little bit around here, and then it's got this this checkering, which is actually a little bit smoother, and it's the same on the other side, and I kind of like that, guys. I do like that. The thumb studs come out pretty far, so you can get a grip on them. I don't have a problem with that. Same with the axis lock. Like I said, I don't have much experience with these, so I don't know if that's normal, but they do come out. The blade is centered pretty well. You can see that. So that's pretty good, guys. The pocket clip is tip-up carry. Now, this is the first gen. I'm calling it that. I don't know if it's called that, but I think the next one that came out that was recently available on the website, some people are saying that maybe the pocket clip was reversible and things like that. So I'm not sure about that, but this one's tip-up carry, and that's what I carry anyway. Just to give you an idea what's in my pocket on a regular basis is this Gonzo Firebird. I know, once again, made in China, but a budget-made knife. Now, it's not the same style of knife, but there's a lot of reasons why this has stayed in my pocket. I might do a video on this knife alone, I don't want to get too much of the details, but you'll see it's a little thinner. It's definitely a lightweight knife, and yeah, and it's a lock back, so it's a different style, different class of knife. I wouldn't put these in the same category necessarily, but for EDC, it's been hard to get this out of my pocket, and this is a $17 knife, so I'll do a video on that later, but that's not what this is about. So yeah, let's test the blade out a little bit. I got some paper, see what the sharpness is like. Let's see if we can do this. Oh wow, okay, right off the bat you can see it's I'd say that's pretty sharp. Well, that doesn't look so good. That looks great. That looks great. That looks great. Okay, getting the hang of this. All right, guys, you see what I'm saying. Let's clean this up. So the blade is fairly sharp from the factory. I'm not unhappy with that right there. I'm not unhappy with that. So guys, because my Gonzo is like that, but I had to sharpen it quite a bit to get it that way. And that's 440C stainless steel, and this is supposed to be D2, so hopefully it'll actually hold up for a while, and then once you finally put another edge on it, or clean that up, once it gets used up, it should hold for a while with that D2 steel. So very excited about that. So guys, there's a lot of destruction tests on this knife. It just says China right there, and there's a lot of people that have taken these apart and whatnot. I'm not going to do that today, but I'm gonna get into what I have to offer as far as this whole knife situation and this Ozark Grail. We'll get into that right now. All right, so very happy with that. For $10, guys, I do think it is a good deal. I actually do. I'm not shilling for the knife or for Ozark Trail or anything like that. A lot of other people have obviously put their input on it. I think for a $10 knife, that's a good value, and I think it sets a good bar for where knives should be going towards that direction. Now, I know it's made in China, and on this channel, I have done videos. I did a video about the stapler, and I talked about America and how we should make things again the way we did in the 50s, 60s, whatever. We did make some awesome stuff here, and guys, there are some good knives that are made here, and the knife, this knife is based on a design that was made here. The problem with that is the price on that knife is, for people like me, just not something that we're gonna go for. Just being real. Now, maybe there's a time when I do. I fully am working towards that. However, that being said, a man needs a knife, a woman needs a knife. You should have one, right? $10. You get this, and it pretty much takes care of your problem. We're not batoning wood with this. I have a knife for that. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a combat knife or whatever. Like, I have knives for different reasons. I have a Swiss Army knife. You know what I'm saying? There's knives for different reasons. And so a knife like this, it takes care of that EDC stuff. This is going to open your boxes. This is going to cut cordage. This is actually going to do a lot of things. There's a guy on YouTube who did clean a deer with one of the, actually I think it was the white one, so the Stormtrooper. So it didn't even have the D2 steel, which I have that on the way too, by the way, and if you guys want to see, I will let you know what I think of those knives when they arrive. They're the $5 Ozark Trail that has the axis lock, or the slide lock, rather. Okay, on this eBay thing, I would strongly encourage you, I can't tell you what to do, but I would strongly encourage you, A, not to buy these knives, these $10 knives on eBay for $25 and $30, guys. First of all, there's other copies of the Bugout, if you want to call them that, copies, that they go for around $20 is kind of the going rate on that kind of thing. I haven't tested one of those, I haven't seen one, so I don't know much about it. But you know, obviously when you get into the $30 range, there's other brands. There's like Civivi, there's other brands that are better, probably better knife, or just as good of a knife maybe with better features and materials that you could get into at that price. It's silly to buy one of these for that price. Also, another thing is, don't give Ozark Trail any ideas. They knocked it out of the ballpark with this because of the price. If it wasn't $10, I wouldn't think so highly of it, right? I would think, okay, because you can get a lot more. Like I said, my Gonzo Firebird is a $17 knife, but this is a good knife. It's been with me a couple years, guys. I've put it through all kinds of abuse, all kinds of torture, and it's still a good knife. It's still in my pocket, and I have a lot of other knives as well, but that one just keeps finding its way in my pocket for several reasons. I'll make a video on it. But yeah, that's just my take on it, guys. These guys doing eBay math, they're buying them for 10 plus taxes, selling them for 30. They're probably making less than $10 profit on these knives, and it's a shame that it's like driving the price up or the demand up. But you know what, if I was Ozark Trail, I would just keep coming out with these drops. It seems like they might have improved it a little bit, and it came out, and of course that's sold out, so maybe we'll get another round before Christmas. That'd be cool. And if you do see that available, then make a great gift. I think it'd be a great gift. But if it's not available, don't go chasing it for that reason. I don't think it's that great. I think it's just a really good $10 knife. But that's my take on it. My philosophy on eBay is I like to buy things and sell things for less. If I only buy things if I can sell it for less than what it is in the store. You know what I'm saying? So that's my philosophy. So if we got a $20 item, right? I need to buy that thing for a couple bucks, $2, $3, because I need to sell it for like $17 after fees and still be able to make money, maybe even $15, so that you can get a deal if you're buying it. I get paid if I'm selling it. I get a little bit of profit, and the person, the outlet, whatever, however I got it, they got what they want because they want to get rid of it and get cash in or whatever. And it's called a win-win-win, and I like win-win-wins. And when you do this, when you take a $10 knife and try to pump the price up to $30, the end user kind of loses a little bit. Obviously the middleman might make some money, but the factory, the thing is that they're eventually going to probably raise the price on something like this anyway. Don't give them any ideas, guys. The reason they're popular is the price. I say the same thing about cars. If somebody would come out with a car that was a good $10,000, $15,000 basic automobile, it could have roll-up windows, I don't even care, 5-speed manual, 6-speed manual transmission, I think that thing would sell like hotcakes. Just make it somewhat reliable. You don't need all the bells and whistles, and just bare minimum for the safety and stuff like that, of course. But other than that, just do it as minimalistically as possible, but as simple as possible. Make it where you can work on it, where it's modular, where you can replace it, kind of like the Hondas were in the 90s. You can make that car or truck, even for a small mini truck or something like that, for $10,000, $15,000 brand new. People like myself would start looking at new cars again and start considering it. I really would consider something like that. But anyway, guys, I've gone on long enough. That's my take on the Ozark Trail, Ozark Grail D2 knife. I like it. I ordered the white one, the $5 one. They should be here today or the next day when it comes in. If you guys want to see it, maybe I'll let you know what I think of that. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you watching. If you got anything out of it, go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Ozark Trail knife. With that said, I'll catch you on the next one.